Burgee is on assignment tonight. He's emceeing an event for Ability Building Community. Very happy to be there. And this may look a little different from how we usually bring you the 6 o'clock news here on KTTC, but full transparency, we had an issue with our audio board that should be fixed by tomorrow, but in the meantime we had news, weather, and sports that just couldn't wait. We wanted to bring you your headlines tonight from our digital news desks, so bear with us tonight. But we do begin with a first alert day for you tomorrow. Our chief meteorologist, Nick Jansen, is live here with what he's tracking. Yeah, so we have a first alert day in effect for tomorrow, so we are tracking the chance of some of those showers and thunderstorms moving through tomorrow evening. So here's what to know for that first alert day tomorrow, especially for areas in orange. That includes most of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, especially areas along into the west of Highway 52. So looking at Rochester, Albert Lea, Mason City, Charles City, Austin, Red Wing, all with that level 2 out of 5. Those strong to severe thunderstorms. The timing looking to be from about 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. I think for most of Highway 52, most of these storms probably move through by about 6:30 to 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And the main threat where we have that located at west of the Mississippi River. So tomorrow's outlook here, notice those temperatures warming all the way up into the upper 70s and even some low 80s, and then we start to work in those rain chances by 5 to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Outside currently, our future track radar, we continue with some mostly sunny conditions. We do have that flash flood warning down in Almaquee County. We have a couple boundaries that'll move through. The next weather maker is that low pressure system along with that cold front out near Billings, Montana. That is the source of energy that we're tracking for tomorrow afternoon. Outside currently, loosen out a live camera. Temperatures across the region are warm. So we're at 81 here in Rochester, 82 in Austin, and 85 in Mason City. So temperatures warming all the way up into the mid 80s in a couple spots with dew points in the mid 60s. So definitely muggy outside. 85 in Mason City, 82 in Forest City, and we're at 82 in Albert Lea and in Austin. Hour by hour forecast through the rest of the evening here tonight. Temperatures will hold steady in the 70s, calm conditions, overall pretty nice, other than it being a little muggy outside. Temperatures will get down to the mid 60s here tonight, and as we wake up tomorrow morning, right around about 65, 68 degrees, muggy tomorrow morning, and then we have that first alert day through the afternoon and evening with those showers and thunderstorms moving through. We'll track out those storms. That's coming up in your full first alert forecast here in just a little bit. All right, Nick, thank you. Turning now to your headlines. The city of Zumbrota closes its historic covered bridge after high waters caused flooding. As you can see in the video playing here, water levels are higher than usual, and it's covering surroundings there. KTTC spoke with a Zumbrota resident who goes on walks on the trail near the area every evening. She says she was amazed to see the flood this morning. The National Weather Service issued a flood warning for multiple Minnesota regions, which included Goodhue County. The city of Zumbrota has closed the bridge until further notice. A major development in a case we've been reporting since earlier this spring. Rochester police have identified 4 suspects related to a racial slur incident that happened back in April. On April 14th, a passerby noticed a racial slur spelled with plastic cups on the pedestrian bridge over East Circle Drive near Century High School. Today, RPD released that a 17-year-old and 3 other 16-year-olds were behind the hateful message. Since the suspects are juveniles, this is the only information that can be released at this time. The case has been passed along to the Olmsted County Attorney's Office for a review of potential charges. No one has been arrested yet. RPD shares it is deeply committed to addressing incidents that impact communities. Coming up at 10, we hear from Rochester's NAACP president. He says this is a step in the right direction, but more accountability needs to happen. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty filed a notice to dismiss all criminal charges against a Minnesota state trooper. Ryan Londrigan was charged with second-degree murder for the shooting death of Ricky Cobb II on the shoulder of I-94 in Minneapolis on July 31st, 2023. At a press conference today, Moriarty apologized to the Cobb family and said she doesn't believe the trooper's claim that Cobb was reaching for Londrigan's gun in the moments before he opened fire. Still, the Hennepin County attorney claims she believes the one-time defendant's projected testimony would make the case unwinnable for her office and prosecution team. The Hennepin County attorney also put Governor Tim Walz squarely in her sights, blasting him for getting involved in a criminal matter she believes he had no role in. In March, the governor called for the Minnesota Attorney General's office to take over the case. Amidst allegations, Moriarty was trying to bury the opinion of an expert who believed Londrigan's use of force was justified. The Minnesota State Patrol Association sent out a response immediately following Moriarty's news conference, accusing her of abuse of power and ethical misconduct and manipulating facts, among other things. A big day for Iowans tomorrow as polls open for the primaries from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. This closed election will determine who will move on to the November 5th general election. Our Eric Min learned today what voters in the Hawkeye State need when heading to the polls, plus how many Iowans we can expect at the ballot boxes.
Need to know is they need to declare their party affiliation and choose that appropriate ballot. He says this is unique to primaries.
So even if a voter is not registered with a party or maybe wants to register with a different party, they can do that right at election day at the polls tomorrow simply by selecting which party they want to be a member of.
Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate says everyone should research their candidates ahead of the election. He also recommends checking if your voter registration is current. Pate shares he feels polling places will be ready for a busy day.
Our county auditors have been preparing for this for some time. We've got our poll workers all identified, recruited, trained, preparing for it. Ballots are printed. We've done the pre-testing of the tabulators, the public testing where public could watch the process.
Both Pate and Wedmore hope turnout will be good, though historically far fewer people have casted ballots in June when compared to November.
For several reasons, one of those being that voters are not just necessarily choosing a candidate to serve in a position, but they're choosing a candidate to move on to the next general election ballot. So we hope turnout will be good. It's really difficult to tell.
Wedmore explains Iowa voters need to go to specific polling sites with respect to their address and precinct. For more information, visit the helpful links in our web story at kttc.com. In Iowa, Eric Min, KTTC News.
Voters in the Hawkeye State have already made their picks for the presidential primary, with Donald Trump gaining Republican support and Joe Biden winning the Democratic nod. Races on the ballot tomorrow include federal, state, and local offices. There are key races in Iowa's 1st, 3rd, and 4th congressional districts. Several counties will be narrowing down the field of candidates for offices, auditors and sheriffs among them. This year, for the first time since 2018, libertarians will also be holding primary elections. That's because they got more than 2% of the statewide vote in the last election. That's the minimum requirement to appear as a political party on the ballot. So stay with KTTC tomorrow on air and online as we continue to follow Your Vote 2024 out of Iowa. In a new research study, the Girl Scouts of the USA is finding that most girls between the ages of 5 to 13 experience loneliness. And with age, it's finding this feeling can increase. This new study says 70% of girls ages 5 to 13 experience loneliness. Chief Engagement Officer for Girl Scout River Valley, Susan Anderson, says one contributor to this feeling is disconnection and isolation. The data shows that with age, the loneliness intensifies, leads to a decrease in confidence. Anderson says there's promising news because the study finds that the power of friendship boosts confidence in girls to try something new. Anderson says they're finding out girls actually prefer real-life interactions, like going outdoors or being creative with peers rather than just scrolling on their phones. Adult volunteers play an important role in the Girl Scout program. Anderson says they are trained on how to be aware of the signs if someone is struggling and how to create safety in the Girl Scout experience. For any young Girl Scouts, you can do so at any time. To find more information, we have information on our website at kttc.com. Even though credit card balances are skyrocketing, Americans are still finding ways to budget for luxuries. After the break, our consumer investigator tells us ways to budget for personal time without hurting your wallet.
And we've had some warm conditions here today, and we're tracking the chance for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Look at our allergy report here. Trees still at a moderate to low level, everything else at a low level here. And we'll have your first alert forecast as we have a first alert day coming up for tomorrow. Your forecast is coming up right after this.
At KTTC, you can trust that our commitment to communities large and small at high of $1.13 trillion, according to the New York Fed. And a new bank rate survey finds a third of Americans are willing to go into debt for travel, dining out, or live entertainment. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa finds out more on how to prevent this.
The price of fun is skyrocketing. A third of Americans are willing to take on debt for at least one discretionary purchase. 27% say travel is a reason to go into debt. 14% are willing to take on debt to dine out. And 13% would for concert tickets. This is all according to a new Bankrate survey.
I don't want to tell people they can't have any fun, but I do worry about this in light of credit card rates being at record highs. The average is 20.75%. So I think a better option for people would be to set a good budget ahead of time.
Ted Rossman with Bankrate says there's going to be a lot of temptation to spend this summer, and that's not a bad thing. Just make sure you plan for it. Set money aside from every paycheck, have that transferred into a savings account.
We know young adults are very driven by experiences and social things. And again, that's not a bad thing as long as you've accounted for it. I think sometimes also people fall into this trap that they're like, oh, I didn't know the concert invite was coming, or I didn't know the wedding invite was coming. You might not know exactly what it is, but you do want to put together a good entertainment budget.
Rossman says a lot of people make the mistake of either not budgeting, or if they do, they only account for the necessities. It's important to put together a fun budget as well. Rossman says if a trip is in your fun budget, try to offset the cost with rewards points and miles. Maybe you can pool resources with friends and share an Airbnb. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
The information of more than 500 million Ticketmaster customers has been stolen in a massive data breach. That's according to federal documents Ticketmaster's parent company Live Nation filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Friday. The stolen data allegedly includes customer identifying information like credit card numbers, emails, addresses, phone numbers, and ticket purchases. Passwords do not appear to have been compromised, but cyber experts suggest changing them anyway. According to a New York Times report, the unauthorized activity was discovered last month, but it's unclear when the hack happened. News of the breach comes just over a week after the U.S. Justice Department sued Live Nation, claiming antitrust issues. Staying cool this summer will put a heavy dent in the pockets of many Americans. The National Weather Service says the country will have above normal temperatures these next few months. That means many residents will be cranking up the air conditioner, which will translate into higher electric bills. An analysis predicts the average cost to stay cool will go up nearly 8% from June through September. That's according to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association and the Center for Energy, Poverty, and Climate. It works out to an average $719, nearly $200 more than the electricity cost on average in 2019. Some states will be hit harder than others. Those living in the Mid-Atlantic and Pacific could expect cost jumps of more than 12%. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, heat-related deaths are on the rise in the country. So if you're just joining us here for your 6 o'clock news, this set looks a little different from what you're used to. We are experiencing a technical issue with a piece of equipment, so we're coming to you live from our digital desk to still bring you the news, weather, and sports that you need.
Yeah, and we have a first alert day on the way for Tuesday, so we are tracking a line of showers and thunderstorms that could produce some strong ones. So maybe looking at some large hail and some damaging winds coming up tomorrow evening. So here's what to know. That line of strong to severe thunderstorms Tuesday evening, really looking after about 4 to 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Isolated severe threat. I don't think it's super widespread, but we could have a couple of these cells producing some strong wind and some large hail. In terms of our outlook, our severe weather outlook for tomorrow, we have a level 2 out of 5 for areas in orange. It's really stretching from about Red Wing, Rochester, Charles City, and to the west. So Highway 52 west is where we're looking at the threat for those strong thunderstorms. That's all right along a cold front. So this cold front will move through. If you walk outside today, you can feel it's the air you can wear, right? It's very muggy outside. This afternoon, we'll have the same type of conditions tomorrow. Cold front moves through. That's our lifting mechanism, and we'll have the threat for some showers and thunderstorms. Some of us have had some thunderstorm activity, especially in Almaquee County through the last hour or so. Flash flood warning there in Almaquee County for the rest of the evening. So some training thunderstorms taking place there. Most of us continue to stay dry, and will stay dry through the rest of the evening tonight until that next frontal boundary moves through. So that next weather maker right where that low pressure system is and that cold front, that'll move through tomorrow, and that's the frontal boundary that will spark those showers and thunderstorms tomorrow evening. So our timing forecast, we kind of put that in red here. So need to be weather aware from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Best chance, especially for Rochester, close to around 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow for that line of thunderstorms to move through. And again, it's an isolated severe threat for tomorrow, but with it being the evening commute, we do have that first alert day tag in place for tomorrow. So tonight, notice those temperatures holding steady. You're waking up tomorrow. Temperatures in the morning will be in the upper 60s. So already looking at upper 60s and some low 70s across the region. Strong wind tomorrow, highs warming up nicely into the low 80s, and then here comes that frontal boundary. We'll see showers and thunderstorms just west of I-35 by 4 to 5 o'clock, and then eventually move through the Highway 52 corridor by 7:30 to 8. And notice some slight bowing in future tracks, so maybe some strong wind embedded, and then those thunderstorms are out of here fairly quickly, and we should be dry as you wake up early on Wednesday morning. So dry conditions, I think, Wednesday and extending through most of the rest of the week. Rainfall forecast, this is for the next 3 days, so those thunderstorms will move through, looking at anywhere from maybe about to just a quarter to an inch of rainfall. Best chance of heavy rain will be in those areas in blue, maybe picking up 3/4 to an inch of rainfall by the end of Tuesday. So Tuesday into Wednesday, that's our best chance for showers and thunderstorms the rest of the week here as you plan out your week. We're looking at dry conditions Thursday extending all the way through Monday, and that's for all of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Forecast tonight, 65 for the overnight low. A couple little stray showers or thunderstorms, mainly east of Highway 52, so most of us staying dry here tonight. Tomorrow in Rochester, 82 for the high. That chance for showers and thunderstorms after about 5 to 6 o'clock in Rochester. Area-wide tomorrow, high temperatures in the low 80s, so Mason City at 81, 78 in Charles City, 80 in Osage. Wouldn't be surprised if we have enough sunshine into the afternoon where we warm those temperatures up, maybe even getting close to maybe 84, 85 degrees. Garden Gallery winner here tonight, we have Wanda Hansen from Rushford. Some beautiful pansies there. Thanks so much for sending that in, Wanda. You win a $10 gift card to Haley Lighting, so you can use that. They have a nice little home decor section there at Haley Lighting. You can go to Haley Lighting to claim that $10 gift card. 7-day forecast, first alert day in effect for Tuesday. High temperatures the rest of the week, low 70s Thursday and Friday. Pretty nice this upcoming weekend. Highs will be in the mid-70s both Saturday and Sunday. So, Caitlin, we get through tomorrow, that first alert day, and then we'll eventually see some really seasonal, really comfortable late spring, early summer-like temperatures heading into the weekend. Can't wait. Not only is it the weekend, but maybe the best weather. We saved that for Saturday and Sunday.
Literally weather the storm to get that reward.
Yes, can't wait.
All right, Nick, thank you. After the break, our Nick Speliopoulos will join us with a look at sports. We'll be right back.
KTTC.
Welcome back, everyone. We are live here on our digital set due to a technical issue keeping us from being in our studio. But Nick Speliopoulos joins us live here to talk about some pretty great news from the Vikings today.
Yeah, Caitlin, when I was waking up this morning, the Minnesota Vikings had reached an agreement with star wide receiver Justin Jefferson. This deal keeping him in the purple and gold through the 2028 season. Jefferson, who will play the final year of his rookie contract this season, he signed a 4-year, $140 million extension. Breaking that down, $110 million of that $140 is guaranteed, and Jefferson will get paid $35 million per year. This deal makes Jefferson the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
So as we talk about these contracts seeming to get bigger and bigger, where does this compare to some other contracts in recent history?
Well, Caitlin, $140 million is certainly nothing for us to scoff at. Jefferson becomes one of 4 wide receivers to get over $30 million annually. Philadelphia's A.J. Brown signed a 3-year, $96 million deal, so that's $32 per year. The Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, they each get $30 million annually. The only other time the NFL has seen $140 million go to a wide receiver, that was Devontae Adams' 5-year, $140 million contract when he signed as a free agent in 2022.
And didn't Jefferson reject a previous extension?
Yeah, Vikings fans know this dance. It's been going on for quite some time. Jefferson actually denied a contract extension that was worth $28 million annually. That came the day before the 2023 season. He bet on himself, and well, he's earned himself more money breaking it down year by year.
And let's zero in on the Vikings franchise. Where does this compare to other deals within the Vikings?
Yeah, I mean, Vikings have been recently big spenders. Obviously, they go out and they get Kirk Cousins. That was a big free agent deal. Initially, he made $28 million. And then in his last season last year, he got 35. So right off the bat, Jefferson matching that quarterback type of money. Another contract I want to bring up is Randy Moss, famous Vikings wide receiver. In 2001, he inked an 8-year, $75 million deal worth 7.2% of the salary cap. Now, when that hit, that was about 7.2% of their money. Now Jefferson, kind of in the height of his upcoming contract, that'll make up for about 14% of the Vikings cap hit. But I'm excited.
Okay, there was a lot of numbers, there was a lot of math. How do you feel about this?
I mean, like I said, I'm excited. We've been doing this dance back and forth, but look at him. He's just so happy as a player. He's on the highlight reel every week, and he's a fun person to watch every time he touches the field. I'm glad the Vikings got this done. We don't have to do this dance all summer long, and he'll be in a Vikings uniform for quite some time.
The only dancing we have to worry about is seeing what JJ dances for us next, right?
JJ to JJ to the distance.
All right, we'll be right back.
KTTC Sports, sponsored by Iowa Law.
Forecast, we have a first alert day in effect for Tuesday, so tracking the chance for some showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening, looking after 4 o'clock. For Rochester, looking close to maybe 6:30 to 7:30 tomorrow evening. And then as we look through the rest of the week, pretty nice 70s, low 70s, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll see some sunshine into the weekend.
Hey, thanks again for joining us, bearing with us here live on our digital desk. We hope to get you back in the studio as soon as possible. Have a great night.